Remember rapping Duke, the hard, you never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
Johnny Rodriguez, born in Laredo, Texas,
Born in Laredo, Texas, yes.
and you moved to Houston.
Moved to Houston when I was about 2-3 years old with my mom. Basically, my mama, she moved out here as soon as pretty much I was born.
Okay.
She left me with my grandma, and she came out here to have a better life for us.
I grew up in that area. I grew up in the Rio Grande Valley border towns. Laredo's probably about 3 hours from my home along the border. So I'm familiar with, the poverty and the low income. And, it's different from Houston, though, because you could be really poor in Laredo and the Rio Grande Valley and really not know it because everybody else is.
Everybody else, yeah.
But the thing is, it's not as dangerous as here. It's a small area, small communities. Pretty much everybody's Hispanic, but people really don't know that they're poor there because everybody else is. There's not a lot of big money, and there's not a lot of big crime, like in Houston. You grew up in North Houston. Tell us a little bit about growing up in North Houston, how dangerous it was, your experiences as a kid.
Well, we ended up in North Houston.
Okay.
We actually grew up all over the city. Mainly on the east end, starting off as far back as I can remember. It was on the east end.
Close to Pasadena and all that?
No, not that far east.
Okay, just the east side of
Just
town.
the east side of downtown.
I believe we did speak, and you
Yeah.
said it's like the part of Houston that they call Edu now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And back
So it
then-
wasn't all fancy schmancy.
Oh no, yeah, now it's all fancy schmancy. No, back then it was rough. It was it was low income. Everybody, pretty much the people that worked in downtown, by 3 o'clock, everybody gets off. By 5 o'clock, it's a ghost town. There was no nightlife. There was none of that back in the 80s. And that was back in the 80s. And so slowly but surely they started bringing in and everything like that. By the time I got to high school, it was already more businesses that came in and everything like that. Enron was big. So throughout middle school and high school, we ended up starting off in Edu, and then we ended up moving further south, all the way down to like 45 South and 610 area, and those apartments. And those apartments, I was like in the 4th and 5th grade, and so by then I was already a little more aware of
Your
the
surroundings.
dangers,
The dangers.
crime and everything like that. Quick story, it was my brother liked to go ahead and hang out with his buddies, right? He was in middle school, so he had that middle school mentality. And it was like my mom, single mom, told me, hey, go find your brother, tell him to come home. Okay, so I go over there, I'm like, and I think at this point I was in 5th grade. And I'm just walking, because by this time we already moved there when I was going from 3rd to 4th. And so that summer. And so by that time, I already knew my way around the apartment complex. Well, as I'm walking, sure enough, I hear footsteps behind me. And as I turned around, I saw a hand coming at me. I take off. I don't ask, what are you doing? No. It was just, you're gone. So, and I hear the footsteps coming behind me. And I'm not looking back, I'm just looking forward and running as fast as I can. And I was always a pretty fast kid. And so, I go running, I hit the parking lot, I shoot a left, try not to get hit by the cars that were just zooming in and out of the parking lot, because back then they didn't care, nobody cared. And so I find my brother, I tell him what happened, I'm crying, as a little 5th grader would. And I tell him what happened, and so him and his buddy, let's go get some bats. They go looking for him. I'm like, looking for who? I didn't even see, all I saw was a hand coming at me. It was a big old hand. I wasn't gonna stick around and find out. So, as a kid, growing up in rougher neighborhoods, when's the time to run, when's the time to fight.
Yeah.
Early on, I knew, hey, I got my legs, go.
Yeah.
Just go.
So, what kept you from,
Sports.
falling into the pitfalls, that most Chicanos do in the inner city here, screwing up, running around with gangs, hanging out with their buddies, drinking on the streets? What kept you from all that?
I mean, the opportunities were there, but sports, just flat out sports, and caring more about what my mom thinks than anybody else.
You had a good upbringing. Your mom
Yeah.
spoke to you and told you, hey,
Yeah, she was always at work, and she depended on us. She depended on me as far as in because yeah, like I said, middle school. I mean, we still had my tia and my tios and everything like that. They would come by and check up on me and everything like that. But fourth, fifth grade, that was like for me. I remember those years more because that was the time I had to grow up quick. I had to start getting dinner ready. I had to make sure the house was clean and everything like that. Do my homework and then go play outside.
Right.
And but get dinner started, because by the time they came home, it wasn't like 7 o'clock at night. And
Right.
so they wanted to go ahead and eat and get their homework done. My sister and my brother, and yeah, go to bed late night and everything like that. So you know,
So you always had responsibilities.
you always had responsibility. Start the beans, start everything like that. So
You-
the simple little things.
Right. You said sports kept you out.
Oh,
What
yes.
sports did you play in high school?
High school, I played everything except for baseball. So football, track, swimming. I did 3 years of football before I got injured, but I did 4 years of swimming. I did 2 years of track, but I did also 2 years of track in middle school, and so that's really the big one.
Mhm.
Track in middle school and football, track, football, cross country, and then track.
Right.
And so I played all 3 sports. I tried basketball, but not being the tallest, I always got fouled out. I was aggressive, but that was about it. Couldn't dribble to save my life.
How
I
old
think
were you? How old were you when you joined the military?
I was 18 when I joined. When I signed up, 19 when I left.
Okay. After the military, is that when you started getting into combat sports, or that was during your Italy tour, right?
Yeah, during the military. Because
Okay.
like I said, in middle school, even middle school. So middle school, it was played hard nosed football. I went offense and defense, so they called it going both ways. Ironman football, as they called it back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
But we didn't have that many players. It was a small school, so we had very little participation as far as in the student body. And so I was known for being very aggressive. In 7th grade. By the time I got to 8th grade, I was still very aggressive, but being one of the aggressive players on the team also drew in a lot of those notoriety. And so the gangbangers or the wannabe gangbangers, they wanted to go ahead and prove themselves. They wanted to go ahead and pick a fight. So
And who are they going to pick a fight with?
and who are they going to pick a fight
Yeah.
with? The guy that is known to being aggressive. Well, I wasn't going to hold back. And it wasn't until, and even then, I kind of still held back in 7th grade. 8th grade, I cracked my foot. I was walking with a date, and I had a cast on my leg when I got jumped.
Oh,
I had
man.
a badass Oilers jacket, black with the blue logo on the back.
Starter.
And, yeah, it was starter jacket.
Yeah, back then
So this guy, I mean, he was taller than me and everything like that. So I knew there was no way this jacket was gonna fit him. But you have that already in your mind that hey, this guy might want to go ahead and do something.
Yeah.
So me and my date walk across the street. He keeps walking, but then he turns around, comes back, grabs me on my shoulder, said, "Hey, give me that jacket." And I'm like, "No." So I turned around. My brother had given me a brass knuckles, like makeshift brass knuckles,
Yeah.
doorknob with like a C. They're called C notch, and so he had already taped it up to the belt. Put my hand in my pocket, and sure enough, this guy just turns me around, and he starts punching. So I start punching. So right then and there, we're just punching at each other. And I tried kicking him, and it fell up. I got a boot on my leg, basically the casting. We tussled for a little bit. My date is doing nothing but screaming, so I learned a lot from there too, as far as what kind of girl I want to go ahead and
Yeah.
date. And so like, okay. So long story short, did get knocked out. Guy took a rock, went to the side of my head, and took off my jacket. But there was a difference that I learned in that fight. With every loss, you learn something, right?
Right.
So with that loss, I was hitting him for him to leave me alone, not to finish him. And that was the big difference that I learned. And I thank God that I actually learned it without anything actually happening to me, because I learned that in the street or in a street fight, because I got into a lot of fights in school, and all you got to do is basically prove that you're not going to be a bully. You're not
Right.
going to back down. So but everybody was cool, right? Nobody really wanted to go ahead and end up in the hospital. On the street, on the other hand, it's different. This guy didn't give a fuck. He just wanted to go ahead and grab my jacket because it was cold.
Yeah.
And so he did what he had to do to go ahead and take what was mine.
To
And so-
survive.
yeah, to survive. So then that's when I learned that I got to do what I got to do to survive.
Yeah.
So from then on, if I got into a fight in the street, it was over. I wasn't gonna hold back.
Yeah.
I was dropping their heads onto the concrete. I was kicking their knees out. I was rolling their knees because a lot of times when somebody's gonna go ahead and fight you, they're just gonna go ahead and fight you. Somebody's gonna go ahead and come at you as far as that they want to go ahead and fight you. Then they just want to go ahead and fight. They just want to go ahead and talk.
Right.
They don't really want to go ahead and fight. So that's what I learned early on, and that's what I started teaching my kids the same thing. It was like when I started teaching them how to defend themselves.
Defend themselves, not
Defend
be
themselves.
the instigator.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Don't use what I'm showing you to bully.
Yeah.
Just use it if you have to.
Right.
If somebody puts their hands on you. Going into that, it was when I was showing the kids, I started really showing them more when one of them was like 6, the other one was 9, the 2 younger ones. I have an older one, but he'd never really wanted to train. I would ask him, hey, Juando, playing around and everything like that. He really wasn't about that. So he was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. So like, all right. So he was the oldest one. So okay. I should have gone ahead and shown him how to defend himself more so because he ended up having to learn on the hard way
Yeah.
in high school and everything like that. But with the 2 little ones, they were all about it because ever since they were little kids, we always play around, play rough and everything like that. But I actually started showing how to defend himself when he was 9 and the other one was 6.
So you're a father of 3 boys?
All the 3 boys.
That's awesome, man. So you took your lessons as a child growing up hard and taught them the right way as well.
Yes.
Also, you grew up like a lot of us Chicanos in the United States, in the pobreza and moving around and not having a stable home here and there, and you were able to perceive and make it and make a difference in the community, and you're doing that with your children as well. What message of positivity do you have to the kids now here in the streets of Houston, young Chicanos who don't want to, end up in the same pitfalls as a lot of our brothers have, a lot of our raza has, a lot of them are drunks, a lot of them, have health issues when they're older because they're drinking and drugs and they go into jail and they think it's cool. I mean, what message do you have for these kids?
So first of all, listen to your mom because she's the only one that's gonna.
Listen to your mom. Listen to your mom, guys.
Listen to your mom, guys. When you say unstable, I was stable in the fact that she was the
Right.
constant.
I'm just saying,
she was
generally everybody.
in general, yeah, and everybody. My tia, her sister would help us out. She's the one that actually showed me more so. She was my male role model besides my coaches, and I used my coaches as my male role models. Football coach, basketball coach, track coach. They were all there to build you up. So coaches, you're making a difference in the kids' lives, especially when their dads are not there.
Right.
That's a big difference. That's a big thing for me. If I have a young guy come in, even at the fire station, the young guys, they're in their 20s. They're all in their 20s, and they're still learning. They're
So
still
you're
going through
taking
life.
that coach role and helping them in life as
Yeah,
well.
because I'm a firefighter.
It's a beautiful thing.
There's
man.
there's different levels, different ranks, and everything like that. I'm still at the very base, but
Uh-huh.
I love my job. I don't want to promote. I want to go ahead and just still be able to get into that burning building and put the wet stuff on the hot stuff,
Right.
as they say, break stuff and everything like that. All the fun stuff.
Right.
That's what I like to go ahead and do. All the paperwork and stuff like that my captain has to do, he has to go ahead and do that.
Right.
But I still get to do all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I'm also the senior guy there, the senior pipeman, as they say. And so I take that role seriously. If I notice that you're lacking in something, I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna hear about it.
Yeah.
If you're not, especially when you're a rookie, you have to stay busy. Because as soon as you come in, you're making a name for yourself.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you may think that, they're only going to know me here. No, your name is getting around the entire fire department. There's 4,000 of us. And if your name is Thomas, then it's okay. You might blend in with everybody else, especially Rodriguez, right?
Right.
But when you're the only Juan Rodriguez in the fire department, oh, they're gonna know you.
They're gonna know you.
They're
yeah.
gonna know you fast too, because it's like, wait a minute, what? Only one Juan Rodriguez? That's the only. I mean, I was in the 5th grade, and we had 5 of us.
Yeah.
Juan Rodriguez. So they were like, well, what about your middle name? And quick story, real quick, is we were all named. We all had biblical names. So my name is Juan de Dios. We had another one, Juan de Jesus, Juan de Los Angeles. So
Everybody's Catholic.
So everybody, yeah, yeah. So it was like, so she was like, I'm not gonna call you by your biblical name. So
Yeah,
she
yeah.
gave us numbers.
Yeah.
And I remember her name. Her name was Miss White. She might not even be alive anymore because she was already retirement age. She came back from retirement.
You're right.
So yeah, I don't feel bad about that. She gave us numbers. And
Get out of here. They gave you all numbers.
They gave him Juan 1, Juan,
Juan
2,
1,
Juan 3,
Juan
Juan 4, Juan 5.
Well, it was what it was, right?
That was
You rolled
5th grade.
with it. Yeah. And then, obviously growing up, and then your leadership role in the Houston Fire Department, it's pretty much prepared you for being the leader for Houston Fire Department boxing.
Yes.
Okay, you're also the leader there. You have 6 on your team.
6 on our team.
Are you training all of them?
So when they signed up, we actually had 30 on the roster that signed up way back when. I still have their names. I still hit them up every once in a while. Hey, you still feel like punching on a cop?
Uh-huh.
And they're like, yeah. Sometimes some of them actually still train at other gyms, but I
Right.
tell them that they have to come in. If
Here.
you're gonna be part of HFD boxing, I got to see you train. I got to see what you can go ahead and do. If anything, you can go ahead and train somewhere else, but you still got to come in and do some sparring, just so we know where you're at.
Right.
So when I match you up with a different fighter or with a fighter, we know what kind of levels, because there are levels to this. And just like everything else, there's the beginners, there's the guys that they say that they have no fights, but they've been training for 3 years. A guy that's been training for 3 years, depending on what gym he's been going to. Some gyms, you're just kind of going.
Right.
You're going in there, you hit the bag, you do the classes with everybody else, but just like in everything else, if you're that guy that kind of does the bare minimum, and as long as nobody's calling you out, then there's a difference of you having 3 years experience versus 3 years experience
Right.
with me. A lot of people talk about Raz as far as in he looks very, very clean as far as in his punches are crisp, his footwork is clean and everything, and that's because that's all we worked on. And
You did 6 months of
just
footwork before he even threw a punch.
Yeah, before he started hitting pads, before he started hitting gloves, the bag and everything like that. That was mainly so he can go ahead and make sure that he can go ahead and punch, land at the same time. And just like they said, I train different for that very reason. I don't have I have the luxury of doing the one-on-one with everybody and not having to do one full class and everybody, hey, just go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. Do 1-2s. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's like I'm gonna look at every single thing you do. And so
Detail.
Detail.
I
Very
guess that goes
detail-oriented.
back to your military background as well, right? Just detailed and
Oh
everything.
man, yeah, I was an electrician. So if you didn't turn off the power, you find out real quick.
Yeah,
if
no,
you
I
didn't
know
turn
about
off the
that.
power.
My dad worked for CPL for years, so he's a lineman, so
Yeah.
works at substations and stuff. So yeah, I know about that, and having to pay attention to detail in electricity.
And even those guys, I learned a lot from those guys. We people, like right now it's raining. People don't know how to drive in the rain.
No.
Nowhere in the United States or in the world, for that matter. And for some reason, that light pole looks very appealing to cars. They go right at them, and then when they go down, the power guys have to come
Yeah.
in, the line guys have to go ahead and set up a whole new. But when I see them work, they can go ahead and have a pole up and running within an hour.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because everybody's on the same page. And even I had a captain that he was like, look at these guys. He actually pointed that out. He was like, look at this, look. Everybody knows exactly what the other guy's doing. And that's exactly how we do things, but we never even saw other people doing it the same way.
And that's the way you apply it in your boxing?
Yes.
Awesome,
So
man.
everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
Coach K sees exactly what I want them to do, so he knows, hey, you're not doing this. Hey, you're not doing that. Hey, keep your hands up. So he already knows as far as what I want in the gym, in the ring.
Right.
As far as for a coach, that's that's awesome for me because now I can go ahead and see exactly what my fighter's doing when he's getting attacked, when he's getting the 1-2, or when he's not throwing a hook, but yet it's there. And I'm yelling out, hey, throw that hook, sidestep, throw that hook. Stuff like that. It's awesome for me to see it from the side. So that's
Right.
invaluable for me as a coach. Having somebody that's on the same page as you to go ahead and do what I need this guy to go ahead and do.
Yeah.
Even baiting him in. Oh man, you can't find a lot of guys that can go ahead and just swallow that pride and go ahead and just leave it open. No, everybody just wants to get in there. They want to battle every single time, and that's at most boxing. That's at most gyms. Period. Except for jiu-jitsu gyms. I can't say that about jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu gyms are pretty good about leaving a leg out there or leaving an arm out there just to see, yeah, are you gonna get this or not?
Yeah.
If you're not gonna get it, okay, I'm gonna choke you out. You know, stuff like that. But they're pretty good about that.
Awesome.
But that's not the same in boxing.
Yeah.
In boxing, a lot of people just want to go ahead and win every battle. Every time they go into the ring,
They forget everything, yeah.
they forget everything. They just want to knock the cat down. And so that's another approach that I have. It's like, no. We're learning.
Yeah.
So even right at the end of a sparring session, if I see something that was just, what are you doing? Why did you not do this? Why did you not do that? Why do you think we practice this?
Yeah.
We take it up right there. And for Raz and like Coach, when they do that, it's just like it's like, again, invaluable training, because a lot of people won't learn that for years until it happens to them, or they think about it on the way home. Oh,
Right.
man, I should have done that. Oh man, and then they have to wait for it to happen again
Yeah.
on the next training session. But every day's not sparring. Some gyms only spar twice a week. Some gyms spar once a week.
You guys spar every day?
No, we do not spar every day. We
Sure.
spar only mainly when we have guys. So it's very sporadic. We don't have a particular day that we're going to go
So
ahead
you
and
could
spar.
just come in here one day, hey, you're sparring.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Just
But
out of the blue.
I'm not going to let anybody spar that hasn't already
Right,
had
warmed up.
more
And
experience and everything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
stuff that I learned at other gyms to get people ready for sparring.
for sparring, yeah,
Or
of course.
for fighting.
But once you're at that sparring level, you can come in here one day and it's
Oh.
on. You don't even expect that, right? You're coming in here to train. Hey,
bring your mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Every single time. So if you didn't bring your mouthpiece, it's like you weren't expecting to fight today. You weren't expecting to spar. You weren't expecting to do anything. You were just expecting to work out.
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's it, then that's it. We'll just go ahead and go from there.
Okay.
But even then, if you didn't bring your mouthpiece, then you're pretty much gonna be the practice done.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it
It
is.
is.
So just go ahead and put the body glove on, and then
There you go.
make sure you keep them away. Keep that jab going, because you can always learn something. Even if you're the dummy guy and you're just keeping them at bay, and you're just jabbing out.
It
let the
still
guy,
work.
Yeah, let the guy go ahead and work in, hit the body, boom, boom, boom. It's
Yeah.
everybody has a role.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. Everybody has a role. I like your positive attitude. Once again, we're here with Johnny Rodriguez from the Houston Fire Department. He's got major passion for his job, major passion for what he does, major passion about being a Chicano, making a difference in the community, and really major passion for Houston Fire boxing team. He's putting a lot of effort into this. Houstonians, come out, support him. I will be supporting him. I'll be knowing future events coming up. This is not the end that you'll see of Johnny. We're gonna do a lot more videos on him. Like I said, he's got a great story we want to get more into as a father, as a leader in the community, as a leader in the Houston Fire Department and in the Houston Fire boxing team. Johnny, thank you very much for letting us into your lives a little bit. We thank Pierre, Spar Houston guys. This is all the time we have for you today. We will do some following episodes with Mr. Johnny here. Johnny, thank you. Thank you for